I've known the mayor since 2014, so I've known him for 10 years, off and on. And I want to just tell you something that had a large impact on my career, my life, and seeing as I've been at this since 1985, okay? In 2014, I met the mayor. I was running for first time for commissioner, and I wasn't getting any financial support. We were getting some, but we weren't getting a lot. And the same people, as the mayor always points out, the party bosses, did nothing to help me. Now, mind you, I've been in local government, mayor, deputy mayor, okay, for 15 years. And I didn't get any support. I travel up to North Jersey to a gentleman that, for most, what I could say is he didn't really know me, okay, other than what maybe he would hear from other people or chairman at the time may have told him. And I walked away that meeting with that man giving me and my running mate $50,000. Wow. Okay?
And you won.
Okay? I will say one thing about this man. You can believe what he says. And if he tells you he's going to do something, he gets it done. And I think that's the best thing that you can say about anybody. So help our future governor, because I know I am.
All right. Before I kind of say a little bit about my background and tell you a little bit about how I got in front of you, I do want to tell you why this particular election is super consequential and different than any one in the last 20 years. Okay? Now, I know you hear that a lot, and I'm not going to tell you it's the most important election of your lifetime. I'm not going to say that. But it is an important election because it'll change New Jersey for the next 10, 20 years. How? You know, we're all familiar with New Jersey having a unique ballot design for a very long time, until Andy Kim from Burlington County was at the forefront of changing that. But 49 states do it one way, and New Jersey was doing it another way, where you would go into the booth and you'd think that it's a democracy and you're choosing somebody, and it was very much predetermined. And for that reason, you haven't seen primary challenges in New Jersey be successful in 20 or 30 years. And most of the money that people make, the political bosses, how they've monetized the system, is not really who's on the top of the ballot, because that could be Kamala Harris or the governor or Cory Booker or Andy Kim. It's all of those positions underneath where they're opaque and a little bit unclear. Sometimes county commissioners, assembly, senate, where people would go in and just say, oh, that's Kamala Harris's team, so I'm just going down it, even though she doesn't know who it is. Last year, the legislation changed, and we never got to test the strength of those county parties because Tammy never ended up running, right? The election went through last June, and if you look at the rhetoric after June, you would still see that all these county organizations said they still control the dynamics in the county. They still control the political landscape in New Jersey. And the political infrastructure in New Jersey still believes that to be true. That is a fact. Okay? Now, when you go down to Trenton, and they proposed last year to roll back public records, Oprah, you all remember that, access to public records, or the year before that, campaign finance rules, or they're getting rid of the comptroller, or they're impeaching the current attorney general, right? And people go down there who are activists and they say, don't do this, this is a bad thing to do for government, and then the legislature does it. What's the reason that they do that is because they don't feel they're accountable to you. They feel they're accountable to a political boss because that's the person who puts them in the seat and they can never lose. Kind of makes sense. Okay. So when I started this campaign a year and a half ago, and I'll tell you why I started it early, one of the things I said, I was going to run primary candidates and support people throughout the state of New Jersey because I believe it creates accountability. Even if you like your current assembly person or your current county commissioner, you should acknowledge that a primary is a healthy thing. We learned that last year. It creates better candidates, it creates better policy, it creates better general elections, sharper candidates. It is a good thing. It creates accountability to you, because if somebody knew that they would lose an election last year, do you think they would have voted for Oprah? Probably not at the end of the day. So it is a good thing. I looked at it and said, I'm going to be mailing people throughout New Jersey, be on TV, sending mail. Not as much as Sean Spiller, but I'm going to send you mail, okay? But the goal was that I could just as easily include people's names into that literature. It doesn't cost me anything. I'm already sending you mail. That was the plan. And I could help publicize people that didn't have a platform to communicate. Either the party system put them on the outside, or they didn't have the financial resources.
Vote for Steve on June 10th. He's working for all of us.